Hello everyone, welcome back to the LoonyPoundCake.tv, aka Loony Pound Cake here on YouTube. And I like to make videos of loony and silly stories I find on the internet or just in general in life in regards to anime, manga, video games, and so on. And a while back, I say probably a couple months ago, I made a video in regards to a mangaka who decided to end their serialized manga in an actual publication to really go for more R18 content. And usually, when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's usually the opposite way. Usually, a mangaka or someone who draws manga and such usually starts off with R18 and then they get a serialized work and published inside a magazine. There are many certain mangaka that has happened to, such as the mangaka for Negama, as well as the mangaka for Food Wars. A lot of them started with R18 content before moving to actual public publications and actual serialized work that gives them more profit if their work is really popular. But this was a case where the opposite happened. And I kid you not, if you want to check out more about that story, you could check out the video. The link of it will be down below if you want to check it out, or at the end, in the end screen, there will be a link to it after you finish this video. But I kid you not, the reason that Mitsuki, the mangaka, gave for that, for her reason, aside from wanting to do R18 content, is because she was horny. She was getting horny, and because the magazine that she was published in did not allow ecchi, which is kind of like soft core R18 content, where you don't show genitalia. You may show, the breasts and stuff like that, depending on the magazine, but usually it's like teasing R18 content in a way that we consider fan service. But I'm not going to go into a spiel about all of that. Essentially, the magazine did not allow that at all, and she wanted to do that kind of content, so she decided to end her serialized manga, and that was that. I thought that was going to be the end of the story. I did not think there was going to be a follow-up, but apparently there is, and it made the story, this entire arc, even more sillier because of what the mangaka Mitsuki decided to do with her new goal, with her new endeavor. Not because it's weird or bad or anything like that. It's just completely out of left field, because when you think of a mangaka that goes into R18 content, you think, oh, they're going to do it with their artwork, They're going to create doujins, which are a parody or just R18 manga. Sometimes a lot of them do parodies of like official works. Or, go into R18 manga territory where they actually create their own R18 manga, adult-oriented manga, or maybe even eroge, which are R18 visual novels, and maybe even R18 games as well. But no, she did not go that route. She decided to go a different route, which is out of left field, because I did not expect this to happen, especially coming from a mangaka. But what she decided to do was essentially create R18 content of herself. Basically, she decided that she wants to create not safe for work content, R18 content about herself personally. And she decided to do this on her, basically, R18 accounts. One of her R18 accounts is on a website called CanFans, which is essentially the best way to describe it, or the best similarities that I can give you to what that website is essentially OnlyFans, a Japanese OnlyFans. While she has drawn R18 content and posted on these accounts, such as CanFans as well as Fantia, she has decided to now really focus on R18 content in regards to herself. Basically doing, kind of like what people do on OnlyFans. And like I said, nothing wrong with her doing this. This isn't me trying to, tell her that she shouldn't be doing this. It's just completely out of left field, because I was not expecting this to be the follow-up story in regards to this entire arc. And I just wanted to make a video concerning this follow-up because, people want to know more about, what actually happened to this author. And while I don't know what kind of content she is planning on creating on this accounts of hers, whether actually will be full-blown R18 content, full-blown nudity, or it could be literally ecchi, softcore, stuff like teasing and such. I don't know. I honestly do not know. I'm not really going to be looking into this sort of stuff because I really don't go and do OnlyFans or anything like that. But I just wanted to do a follow because this story is kind of loony and how it got from point A to point B to point C. Now we're at point C, and it just the aftermath of the entire story, it just came out of left field with her decision. And you know what? Good luck to her. Sex work, a lot of people have, concerns, and a lot of people don't really look at sex work as something that, morally is a great thing. But I think sex work is fine. If it's something that is consensual and you want to do it yourself because you want to express your creativity and art in a sexual manner, go for it. I don't think there's any issues with it at all. And hey, if she can do it, if she can create a successful business or a career in terms of this, go for it. Make yourself the money that you deserve, that you want to live a very comfortable life. And whatever she decides to do in terms of her content, go for it. As long as it's on legal territory, not anything like super like borderline really bad, then I'm like, But, at the end of the day, it's her life, it's her career. She can choose what she wants. Sex work is perfectly fine. And yeah, hopefully she does find, the happiness that she wants. And that's really the follow-up of the story. So let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys soon.